broadcast, Randolph. I could not have been more impressed with how good Santa Clara has a chance to be.
Yes.
You said it before we got started. You think that they have a chance to compete for a WCC title with Gonzaga. And what did I do? I laughed at you.
You laughed at me.
I laughed at you.
Again.
And I still think that that's probably going a little bit too far. But that is a team that I think has a chance to, like, one, be like a top 40-ish kind of a team in America.
Right.
And two, if they get to the tournament with the length and the athleticism and the shooting they have on the Adama Ball, Elijah Mahi, and Tyree Bryan are high major length, athleticism, shot-making wings. And two of those guys come off the bench. That team is real.
I have watched a little bit on those guys because, it's hard early in the year this early in the year to really look at a lot of teams because so much change, right? But when you watch Santa Clara, you saw this, right? This is a lot returned. So you could go back and watch this team a year ago, which is why I was so high on them. Let's be clear. I say they got a chance to challenge Gonzaga. Gonzaga is a team that I believe is a dark horse team for me to win the national championship. I think they're that good. This team beat them a year ago. But the length and the talent is there, and then they got a guy in Adama Ball that's a dude. And when you got a guy like that can get his shot whenever he wants, and I think you got a chance. Now, again, the point guards didn't hurt them, didn't play poorly, but they didn't play great. Yeah. They probably need some consistency from that position. I just wanted them to accept the challenge a little bit more because I thought Isaiah Stope went at him a little bit, and I didn't think they kind of matched his intensity at times. But other than that, they checked all the boxes. They competed their tails off against a very good St. Louis team.
Yeah, I didn't think they played great, and they still came. Again, Carlos Stewart, I talked to him yesterday, and he said, I don't need to score on this team nearly as much as I did 2 years ago. Well, he didn't today. Right. Johnny O'Neal didn't score. They still won. They still won with, again, two starters having, not very good games. And, the beauty of this team is in their depth so that if two guys don't play well, you got 7, 8 other guys. And that's why Herb Sendek feels like this is his best team because they're older, they've got continuity, they've got a bunch of dudes who can play. There's not much drop-off. And, I mean, to me, again, you look at Cameron Tongue. Yeah. Look at him in the first half. You're like, who is this dude?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't –
18 and 7.
I don't think that that's going to happen all that much. No. He tied his career high in the first half. But it's the simple threat of knowing that you got a guy that can come in off the bench and get 4 offensive rebounds in the first half, that can get the other big man in foul. So he drew 2 fouls on Robbie in the first half, knocked down a 3, space the floor. Like, it's just having that big body that can come in here and be physical and produce matters. Elijah Mahi is a guy. Like, I think that there's – and look, if you think this is an outlandish statement, you can tell me you think it's an outlandish statement. But when you have a dude that size that can shoot the ball and that can pass it, I look at that and say there were NBA scouts in that building who are going to say, I need to take a longer look at who this guy is and what he can do.
Listen, they're all 6'6", 6'7" guys, and they're 3-and-D guys. And I don't know a lot of programs that have that size on the wing. And we said that's why I was so high on the group. It wasn't just because they had, the retention. It's the length and the size on the perimeter. The only position where they're even remotely small is point guard. Yeah. Other than that, there's depth, there's big. There's not a team in the country that Cameron Tongue, they wouldn't take him off the bench. And not because thinking he's going to get 18 to 7. It's just he comes in, he knows what he is, and he's a physical guy and plays his ass off. Everybody would want a guy like that. And then, again, the only question mark or concern you could say, they didn't play perfect, but the intent, this is a difficult team to guard. I mean, guarding a big that plays in the middle of the floor, that can shoot and pass and do all the things that Robbie does, creates a problem for anyone. You don't face many bigs that can do all the things that he can do. And it's a difficult challenge. They answered it with their depth. And I was impressed before. I'm really impressed, and I'm really, really high on these guys now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, this is a team that I do think will challenge for the second spot in the WCC.
Yes.
I'm not sure. I don't think anybody's going to probably beat Gonzaga this year in that league. But they can be right there with St. Mary's and make this a legitimate 3-bid league. Mm-hmm. And
you want to know who agrees with that?
Everybody.
Herb Sendek agrees with that. Herb Sendek, we also thought that it was a ridiculous interview that we just had with Eric Henderson. If you thought that was ridiculous, strap on your seatbelt, put on a safety helmet, put on your safety goggles, and get ready for what Herb Sendek did in this interview with Jeff Goodman.
Wow.
All right, here with Herb Sendek, Santa Clara head coach. After a big win over St. Louis in the season opener, you wanted to play a good team, you got a good team, and you beat a good team.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'd like to thank you and the Field of 68 for putting on this great event.
Thanks.
Really good for college basketball to have 3 quality games to start the season. I think around the country we're seeing even more of that. But this event was terrific. This is a really nice
great,
venue. If you, college basketball fans, if you haven't been to the Pentagon, this is a really cool place to play. So thank you for including us.
Adama was good. I mean, you had guys step up. I mean, Tongue like 16 points in the first half. Adama got going in the first half, but they hung around. What was the difference down the stretch?
Yeah, we were able to get a few stops. Obviously, a big key was making our free throws. We were 17 for 20 from the line. My as much as I feel great about our win, my heart right now goes out to Avila. I hope it's not a serious ankle injury. But in a game like this, I've been doing it long enough. It's a play here, it's a play there. The margin is so thin. But having said that, really proud of our guys. I thought we got contributions from many different players. We had a few guys that would be the first to tell you they didn't play their best tonight. But they'll bounce back and be better next time.
Yeah, Tilly made some big shots. Big shots tonight. And he's a kind of a guy that, again, has just gotten better and better and better, hasn't he?
He has. And to his credit, in today's day and age, very similar to Cam Tongue. Those guys who are older guys for us, Brett and Napper, they have stayed the course. They haven't always had instantaneous success. They've, if this is the right term, paid their dues.
Yeah.
And they've stayed with it. And now as older players, they're really in position to reap the dividends of all of their,
the hard work.
And even beyond that, their team-centeredness.
Right, because it could have been, hey, you know what, I'm not getting enough time, I'm going to go somewhere else.
Yeah, some guys.
So many other guys do.
Yeah, some guys work hard, but if it doesn't happen like that, it's just easy to look around. And to Napper, Tilly, Tongue, I'm probably missing someone. Those guys stay the course.
Was this a good indication of this team? I mean, again, it's November 4th. So you're probably looking at this as, hey, this is a heck of a win, but we've still got a long way to go, and we can get so much better.
100%. I can't say it any better. That's pretty much what I told our team. This is a heck of a win. This win will look good in March.
Yep.
But we have 30 regular season games to go. We have an incredibly difficult schedule. So we have to keep our feet on the ground, which we will. And, all teams, the number 1 ranked team in the country right now, everybody's in a position where if they don't get better, they won't be good enough. So it's a process for everyone.
1996, Herb. You know what that was?
Yeah.
Last time Santa Clara went to the tournament.
Yeah, it's been a long time. We're fortunate that we have both Carol Williams and Dick Davey with us. They come to practice often, and, we stand on their shoulders. We have tremendous support from our administration, our alumni, former players. I tell everybody this about Santa Clara. It really is a place with a special spirit.
All right, you know what? It's time for Herb.